Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to your boys at the Unapologetically Men. I am one of your hosts, Maximilian, but my boys call me Max. And we got the real Lando on the other side, my co-host.
Yeah,
Was
this Lando in the house. We're gonna chop it
word.
up again for a little bit to hit you with
Exactly.
some jewels, really break
Exactly.
down what's happening in this society because I just feel like there's some stuff that really has to be cleared up to come to the forefront. Of course, there's a lot of guys out there that's thinking these things, but it's like they're not sure what to call it, how to put their finger
Mhm.
on it, what name to give it. And, in the manosphere, all of us collectively are breaking down these barriers a little at a time. And,
Absolutely.
it's helping a lot of fellas, just waking them up, whether they're young before they get out there in the relationship world or even post marriage. They're taking that red pill and they're surviving the realization.
Absolutely. So today we're talking about the declining of the family structure, how it's been, just destroyed right now. Uh, Increasingly, the rates are growing up. People are getting married a lot older. They're having kids a lot later, things like that, and just all around, not really even getting married that much anymore. And a lot of that, I believe, has to do with the way the system is set up. Right now we got, the government is sitting out there, essentially turning marriage to me is turning marriage into business, and it's giving all of the resources at the end of that marriage over to the female. And so there's no benefit to a man whatsoever to get married in 2018. You got women when they get divorced, they get basically the sum of half of the resources, and that's despite whether she contributed, however much she contributed to the remarriage, she's still going to get half of it, and then that's depending on the state you're in. Men out there, if you're married over 5 years, then she's definitely going to get half, and that it doesn't matter, what she to the table. If she wasn't bringing anything to the table, or she was bringing, a good deal amount to the table. If she was the sole reason behind the ending of the marriage, whether it ended on infidelity, uh, domestic violence on her part, uh, or whatever, um, she's still going to get half of your resources. Now, if you fall before that 5 year mark, then you got a chance. In my case, that's what happened. I got out within, let's see, 3.5 years. So I don't have that issue with the whole 50%. What's hers is hers, and what's mine is mine. But like I said, if the husband is the reason why the marriage ended, then he's most likely getting taken to the cleaners. So it's what it is right now. I mean, just don't even do it. It's not even worth it. So what you got to say on Orlando?
Man, when it comes to marriage, I mean, if you still believe in that fantasy, I advise getting married without a marriage certificate. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mm.
don't even involve the courts.
Right, right.
Get
But
don't
wait,
go to justice of the peace or nothing like that. Get together with your local pastor and jump the broom, do it that way, and have it just between you two. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Outside of that, marriage is a business contract between you and she is entitled to the dividends.
Mhm.
That's just how it works.
Absolutely. And with that said, it's the whole family court, the biasness against the men when it comes to family court. So you got women out here who, if a man, like say the man, he's the reason for the decline of the marriage. He might not be that great of a husband, but what is the reflection when it comes to being a father? That doesn't make him automatically a bad father. But at the same time, you got these women who are just they get all in their emotions. They found him. messing around with somebody and they get on their emotions, they wanted to destroy that man.
Yeah. You
So
know what? I want to touch on that real quick.
yeah, they
Now,
want to take him away from the kids. They want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to they want to just punish him.
I
And that's
want to
what
talk
they do.
about the initial breakup. Like what you said, he might not be a good husband, but he might be a great father. I
Mhm.
look at things a little bit differently when it comes to just parents and the relationship. I don't understand how a person could be a bad significant other, but a great parent.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it is a weird dynamic.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't make sense because you can't enjoy the fruit but hate the tree it came from. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So, and it's like to me, it seems like just another nonsensical thing
Mhm.
that women think of, like, oh, he's a shitty husband, but he's a great father and he does well with his kids, but we couldn't be together. No, the reality is, okay, what did you do for this to get toxic? There's
Right.
no
Yeah.
way because if a man can't stand the kids, you know he hates the mother.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? There's no way he'll be like, I love these kids, but I hate her to death. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And on the flip side, when you look at women that hate the father, they loathe the kids because every time they look at the kids, it just reminds them of the father. You see that a lot,
Mm.
you know. You see it, how some women will be like viciously chastising their kids in public whenever she feels like she can't deal with them no more. Or either
And I
yelling.
think I don't think they do it in a direct kind of way. I think they do it in a way of like emotional abuse when it in terms of the whole your daddy ain't no good kind of,
Exactly. That's what I
using the
mean.
kid that way.
Yeah, and it's like, why would they say that to the kid? It's
Yeah.
not just to say something negative about the father, but it's to internally scar the kid. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
the kids don't
That's what
think,
it does.
okay, if daddy ain't no good, then I must not be any good because I came from daddy.
Right. That's the way, and it's so much so because they think, like I said, they think inside of terms of their emotion.
Mm,
So there's no there's no logical explanation to be saying that kind of stuff to the child.
mm-mm.
So then, saying you got this kid who has he has a young mental capacity. The capacity is not that great. So he's going to internalize that whole idea that my father sucks. And then they get older, and because of their biological nature, they still want to be associated with their parents. So they're going to seek out that person. They're going to seek out that dad, and then the dad gives them the real game.
Hmm.
Holy shit, my mom sucked ass and she just told me all this bullshit.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like when kids grow up in a single parent home, because of society, they're not going to readily just believe what daddy got to say. But a lot of them want to hear both sides of the story.
Mhm,
And when dad has some merit when his side starts to make sense,
mhm,
because when you hear truth, it's like it's undeniable. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So I mean, when you hear bullshit, that's also undeniable. So it's like if you had a shitty father that wasn't there, and then he comes around and says, "Hey, son, this is why I wasn't there," and it sounds like bullshit, you're gonna be like, "Fuck you, dad. I don't need to see you no more."
Right,
But if it sounds like truth, you're gonna forget about all those years, and you're gonna be trying to make up from that point forward. Like I need to catch up with what I missed out on my dad because of what my mom did.
right,
You know what I mean?
right. And this is, it's usually perpetuated in in more of the urban communities, in the Black community. You see that a lot, but it's just a different way of going about it in other communities. But it's across the board that this stuff happens.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, well, what's the most recent statistics? It says, according to the U.S. Census Bureau in 2017, across the board, not just the black community, but
Mhm.
everywhere, there is 81% of households headed by single mothers.
Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever to be
That, that means that this
heard.
country, whether feminists want to admit it or not, this country is run by women.
Yeah.
I mean, because when you look at it, if you want to go by the statistics, women make up the majority of the workforce. Women make
Mhm.
up the majority of the consumers. Women have the lion's share when it comes to voting. So
Mhm.
they're making the majority of the decisions on which way this country should go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're the most vocal when it comes to complaining about something.
Absolutely. Because they want to point to something to blame when their bad decisions come home to roost. It's not their fault. It's patriarchy. But wait a
Mhm.
minute. Matriarchy put the patriarchy in place. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like everybody complained about Donald Trump, but the majority of the women voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You got women
What's
out
up with that? You know what I
there,
mean?
they were coming out their skin like, how could a woman be voting for this dude? Blah 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 blah. You know,
But I believe I know what caused them to vote for Donald Trump. As much as they claim that they don't like him, you know how much women hate each other.
hmm
They didn't want Hillary in office.
no, not to that extent.
Mm-mm.
To
No.
that extent at
I
all.
mean, to be honest, nobody wanted Hillary to be in office because, I mean, she's a freaking war criminal.
Right. And now that I did because, what I'm saying, my dude lost, Bernie.
Hmm.
That was my dude that was my dude right there. And then, you
Yeah.
know, Hillary started to rig the system,
Hmm.
make my boy lose, and I was calling it the whole way there. We kind of getting off topic here, but I was just, what I'm saying, I was calling it the whole way there, and so now that I'm red pill, I was like, no way would I want her to win, dude. That's just not even
To be fair,
yeah.
like with Bernie, uh, I would say it was good that he didn't win because he'd probably get killed before he even got sworn in.
Probably.
Because he said
Probably,
so
dude.
much stuff that made sense. Like when he came
Yeah.
out of his face talking about how he was going to kill the Fed, I was like, You know what happened to Andrew Jackson a long time ago, right?
Yeah. Right. Right.
You know what happened to Kennedy, right?
Right.
You're
But
gonna
yeah,
be
so
trying to take out the no more Fed, bringing back the greenback,
right.
putting real financial power back in the homes of Americans.
Yeah,
There's
that's
certain
not
people
gonna
that don't want that to happen. That's dangerous.
nah. But yeah, but we're getting off topic a little bit. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
but like I said, it's just, it's crazy how the system is just set up to either give the woman, half of the resources in the midst of, the family unit breaking apart or whatever.
Mhm.
And they're getting half the resources, and if the man is having the issue, he's the one that's causing it, she's gonna suck him dry. You know what I'm saying? If she's the one that's causing the issue, at best he's gonna break even. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna, if you give the idea that, the guy is gonna reverse it onto the woman, like he's gonna pull, what a woman would typically do,
Mhm.
he's going to be looked down in society as lower than a female. So it's
He'll just be called a bitch. I mean,
right.
if you fight like a bitch, which is usually dirty, underhanded, and conniving, you'll
Hmm.
get called a bitch.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I mean, everybody knows that. You know what I
So
mean?
that's what that and it's so this is just it's why we got the whole family unit, and the woman is always constantly seeking more and more. So there's no relaxation. There's no, for the good man who's out there trying to take care of his family, there's no relaxing for him.
Mm-mm.
Constant, constant struggle to hold that family together.
Yeah,
And
I was watching this. This
you're gonna get those women out there gonna be like, well, I was a good woman to him and he did me wrong and blah 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 blah. It's like, but you knew that before you even got with him. You know,
you know, here's how you stop a woman in her tracks. When she talk about she's a good woman, you straight
yeah,
up ask her, "What makes you good?" And I guarantee it. 10 times out of 10, they'll get quiet because they don't know how to answer that. I
what
mean, you
she
ask a
gonna
man,
cook? No, she's gonna reply back with I can cook this and that. Like, what if you get a man who can cook himself?
yeah, I mean, oh yeah, the basic bitch answers.
Yeah,
Oh, them basic,
that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the basic bitch answers, pretty much.
yeah. It's like you'll get the basic bitch answers, or you'll get nothing because most women don't know how to reply to, what makes you good. Like if
Right,
you ask a man what makes you good, you know what I mean? He'll have an answer.
right,
Now, if he's a man that's not really a good man, he'll bullshit, and then it'll be evident that it's bullshit, and of course, you'll shut him down. But
right.
a good man will have some answers that'll speak to the substance of his character.
Exactly. I
And,
was
and
just about to say that it's gonna be his answers are all gonna stem from his own moral compass and his character.
right,
You know, females don't. They typically won't go that route.
mm,
Typically, rattle off the like I said, like you said, the basic bitch answers.
yeah,
I can cook. I can clean. I bring home. You know, I've even had women that say, to describe how good they are as a woman,
mhm.
speak on that they bring other women home for their man if they want it. It's like,
It's like, what value is that?
right.
It's that might be great for short-term gratification.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? Or keeping things lively. But
Hmm.
in the grand scheme of things, that has no value.
No, it doesn't.
Like a woman could ask me what makes me good, and I'll be like, well, I'm consistent. You know what I mean? It's like
Right,
that alone, being consistent in thought and action, that means I'm reliable no matter what it is. You
right,
know,
right, exactly. And on that note, I think we've come to the end of this podcast. I want to thank all the people out there who have subscribed, hit the like button, check us out, keep listening. We're gonna try to do this thing every either Sunday or every Monday, depending on how the schedule falls.
mm,
And this is your boy Maximilian signing off.
this is Lando. Peace.
Peace.